Colorado State Supreme Court delivers a death blow to ballot measures aimed at handing Democrats 7 of the state's 8 congressional seats.
Those initiatives are part of a national redistricting war instigated by President Trump. Republicans and Democrats in 10 states so far have rushed to redraw congressional district lines to give their party an edge in November and beyond. So your political reporter Sean Boyd is here. Sean, why did the court reject those ballot initiatives?
It ruled that they are unconstitutional. The Colorado Constitution requires ballot measures have a single purpose or subject, and the court said the initiatives in question were an attempted end run around that. The Colorado Supreme Court shot down 5 ballot measures in all, 3 by Democrats and 2 by Republicans, all with the same goal, to create new congressional districts that favor their party. Problem is, that requires several changes to current law, and the Constitution requires ballot measures address only one subject. Former Secretary of State and election law attorney Scott Gessler says Democrats tried to circumvent that by bringing 2 separate but interdependent measures.
Essentially, the Democrats were manipulating the initiative process.
Right now, the state constitution requires an independent commission draw new congressional districts once every 10 years after the census. Democrats wrote Initiative 241 to temporarily replace the independent commission with a commission subject to the democratically controlled legislature, and Initiative 242 to allow a new congressional district map to be used before the census for the 2028 and 2030 elections. But in order for either to take effect, both needed to pass. Justice Richard Gabriel wrote the opinion for the court, saying when a measure's effectiveness is expressly contingent on the passage of a separate and independent measure, the measure contains multiple subjects, just as if the measures were combined into one.
So if the court allowed the Democrats to manipulate the initiative process this cycle by forcing Colorado voters to accept or reject a package deal, then it would have opened the door up to manipulation in the future.
The court overruled the state title board, which had approved initiatives 241 and 242, but denied an almost identical measure by Republicans with a map favorable to them.
Same legal principles, same initiative, and the title board came out 2 different ways. You can't defend that in court.
The court also overruled the title board on 2 other initiatives that made both changes in one measure. Justice Monica Marquez wrote, changing the constitutionally mandated frequency of redistricting, however temporary the change, is not merely a mechanism to administer the new congressional district map. Instead, it represents a seismic shift to Colorado's long-standing redistricting process. Curtis Hubbard, spokesperson for Coloradans for a Level Playing Field, the group behind initiatives 241 and 242, released a statement saying, quote, the success of this partisan attempt to sideline Coloradans from responding to Donald Trump's unprecedented mid-decade redistricting scheme is disappointing. While Trump and his MAGA allies regularly sidestep the law and ignore voters, efforts to respond have once again been dealt a legal setback over a technicality. As the redistricting war stands right now, Hubbard says Republicans are set to pick up an additional 11 seats in Congress. The ballot initiatives were meant to blunt that. Instead of 4 congressional seats, Democrats would have likely had 7 of Colorado's 8 seats. And there is not time for proponents to get a new measure on this year's ballot. And state law requires that any measure brought in odd years, like next year, 2027, be limited to questions that deal with tax issues or taxpayer bill of rights, Tabor. And I don't see a connection between redistricting and Tabor, but we'll see.
So if they want to do this again, they'd likely have to wait until 2028.
Yeah, and 2028 is the presidential election, so they want to get it done before then. It'll be tough.
Thanks, Sean.